We are back on the Boat 350 Chevy. For those of you that didn't watch the previous video, this came out of a 1979 Cobalt with an OMC inboard, with an OMC inboard outboard, and it is locked up beyond relief. So we are gonna tear this thing down and see if we can't get it busted free. We don't have super high hopes on account of the oil pan is swelled up from years and years of water being in there and freezing. But that doesn't mean we're not going to still try. And another thing, my engine stand is currently being used, so we're gonna tear this apart on the struggle bus. All right, let's start with firing up the air compressor and getting all this crap off the top. Not really concerned about anything going in there because we're tearing it apart, so we just want to minimize the crap that ends up in there. All right. Oh, oh boy, not a good sign. Well, I guess the first place we'll start is taking off the boat only water pump. And I say boat only because it's not like a normal small block Chevy water pump. It's kind of special. At least I think so. And then we will get the, I guess you would call it a flywheel. It's certainly not a flex plate. It's like an inch thick outboard drive wheel that starts the engine. We'll get that off of there. And then, I guess since it's hanging from the intake, which you should never do this, but to be honest with you, I don't really care that much about this intake. And will it hold up? Yes, it will. Excuse the gun club. They're doing their thing over there. Then I guess we'll take the oil pan off. See how bad that is, because that's honestly my biggest concern. I'm almost convinced that these heads are probably garbage. Just judging by how bad the valves look from out here. At the very least, they're probably going to have to be taken apart and cleaned up. But I'm thinking they're going to need some machine work. But then again, if they're too pitted, what's the sense? So, then after that, we will hook it up differently so that we can pull the intake off and pull all the push rods and lifters out of it. So that we're basically going to completely disassemble this thing. Unless if we take the heads off and the oil pan off and it's not too terribly bad, we can clean it up real quick. Kind of like what we did with the 350 Olds Will It Run. Not the most recent one, but the one that was very locked up and had been laying in the mud for, I think, like 30 years.
Whoa!
And we'll see if we can't get it to start. Best case scenario. But all right, let's start tearing into her. Ooh, not a good sign. If water is coming out the crank snout bolt, oh my. Jeez. Definitely gonna need a new pulley. This one is pretty bad. But we got to keep it as a reference to what we need to put on the 305. I think we need a new battery. Yep. Okay, anything else comes out of the block. Oh, a little bit of antifreeze up here. Alright, so, I mean, that's a little bit better sign. Somebody actually really did fill this thing up with antifreeze. Alright, now, as you can see, I took the dipstick out of that, and it's trying to get water out of it, but something's blocking it. Let's see what's actually in here. Just water, not even that much. That's why it was just dripping. I thought maybe it was just stopped up. Well, it is. It's got a bunch of crap in there. Oh boy. Well, let's finish taking this pan off and see how bad the mains look. Well, I just started tapping on the pan a little bit with a hammer, and water started coming out pretty good. Had to tap on the pan because it swelled up so much to where I can't get a socket on the heads of the bolts in some places. So that's cool. That's a good sign that the main bearings are in good shape. Alright, let's keep going. So on this side, it's actually so swelled up that the head of the bolt, I don't know if you can see that, it ripped right through the pan. It's so swelled up. Same deal right here. So we are going to have one hell of a time getting this pan off. Alright. There we go. I mean, wow. Yeah. Goodness sakes. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty bad. I think it might be able to be cleaned up, but I don't know. This is a first for me, seeing a splash tray or something like that on a 350 small block. I'd never seen that on one before. Huh. Well, one thing's for sure. This is not a 4-bolt main. Nope. She just a 2-bolt. You can tell because of the way it is. Oh well. I guess we'll tear into the top end of things now. Stay tuned. I suppose we'll begin with the valve covers. See what they look like underneath. Well, see what the rocker arms look like. And push rods. Then we'll have to reconfigure what we got going on here so we can pull the intake off. Fun stuff. Let's see if we can't save this old girl. Even though she's a 2-bolt, I'd like to hear her run. If you're asking why I'm using such an abnormally long extension, it's because I like it. There, now you know why. Oh my. Oh, I didn't even realize how rotted that was. But these valve covers are toast. Oh man. Oh wow. Oh, look at. Oh my. Yeah. Well, let's not stop there. Let's pull the other side off. You know, this is actually sort of handy doing it like this, but when it comes time for the pistons and connecting rods, maybe not so much. Contemplating going to the store and buying another engine stand, but ain't nobody got time for that. This is good enough for who it's for, or what it's for. I can promise you that I'm 100% convinced this is not going back in the boat. So, yeah. I mean, we may keep this round just for parts or to throw it in a play project, such as something like the bob rod was. I don't know. Maybe make a V8 SAM rail type thing. I don't know. Something. I just hate to have a 350 go to waste, even though it's a 2-bolt. Not many of these left. Well, there are, but they're getting fewer. Not many 350s left. Who am I kidding? Yeah. They are getting harder and harder to find though, because everybody's going to the LSs and they're kicking these to the curb. I still like the old 350s. I like the LSs too, but I'm smarter at working on these, if that makes sense. Oh my goodness. Wow. Jeez. That even had water in it. Just look at the amount of rust and debris that we have built up in here. Unbelievable. Wow. All right, guys. Like I mentioned before, and if you just skipped ahead to this part and didn't hear me say before, my engine rebuild stand is currently occupied and I cannot get to it because it's in that trailer. So, I know this is not ideal, but it's going to work for what we're doing. So before you keyboard warrior me about not using an engine rebuild stand, that's why. Anyways, I'm going to pull the intake and heads off right now. Alright guys, the camera died and I just could not wait in the time it was charging. So I pulled the intake off, and wait till you see what I found. Oh yeah, nice mouse house in there. If you're wondering how that got in there, it's because the distributor was taken out of this, if you remember correctly, all those years ago, and yeah, gave a nice little access hole for the mouse to build his nest in. So, we'll get that out of there and let's get these heads pulled off. Oh, nasty. Oh, that's nasty. You know what? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. We can shop vac it after the fact of the heads. But yeah, I'm gonna go get the shop vac. So I went ahead and jumped on the bandwagon and bought one of these rigid shop vacs that everybody says that they're super good and very dependable. Yeah, I'm very impressed with it. So if you're in the market for a shop vac, definitely recommend one of these rigid shop vacs. All right, let's start taking the bolts out of these heads. Get these heads off of there, see what's underneath, and see what the pistons look like. Now normally guys, you'd want to keep the rockers and push rods in the same order that they came out of. In this case it doesn't matter at all because it's all pretty much junk. And they're going to need severely cleaned up if they're even going to have a shot at being used. Okay. Oh, missed a bolt there and there. Let me get those two bolts out and we will pull this head off. See just how bad it is on top of the pistons. Push rods are stuck. Do not do this if you care about the engine you're working on. This is severely corroded and there's no other way. Yeah, definitely do not tap on push rods. They're just stuck in there, guys. Wow. All right, let's take a look. Huh. I'll be honest, not too bad. Other than, ooh, yeah, wait. I spoke way too soon. Ouch. Oh my. Oh my. I'm gonna get you over here and show you what I'm oh mying about. That is severely pitted. Very bad. Oh, wow. What a shame. I'm not even sure any amount of boring would fix that. That's deep. Ooh. That's real bad. Oh, and it goes like all the way down. Oh my goodness. Well, we'll still try and get the pistons out and maybe run a hone down it and see what's going on. But I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, I not having a whole lot of faith for this engine. It's, oh wow, just look, it's like a paste of rust. The gaskets look nice. Somebody put some nice gaskets in it when they put this together. Try to do our best to save them, because if you think I'm buying new gaskets for this thing, you are mistaken. We're just simply seeing if it's going to run. Other than that, this engine is for parts, and I don't even know what parts at that. So, alright, part of the challenge. So what do you do with the summertime cooler in the wintertime? Well, you fill it full of rusty old Chevy parts and then with some jet fuel. This will clean up just fine. Alright, so I got them soaking. I'm going to add a little bit more, but I think I only have one more 5-gallon thing of jet fuel. I work in an airport. That's how I get jet fuel. And whenever we recalibrate the trucks, That's considered junk, and that's how I get it. So hopefully it works. It's very close to diesel fuel, but it's not green or red. So this side is no better as far as the cylinders and the pistons being stuck to the walls. We're still going to try, though. I mean, this is pretty similar to what that 350 olds looked like when we took the heads off of it. So, you never know. Alright, moving on. Alright, I got the cylinders somewhat soaking in jet fuel and the lifters. And then we're going to see if we can't get all the pistons out of it. And the lifters and camshaft. We'll probably take the crankshaft out of it too. Just because. You know, moisture got in between those main bearings. Good news is the drive shaft for the oil pump still turns. And it actually turns pretty nice. But I know that oil pump's got to come apart too. There's still hope that she'll run again. Very little, but still hope. Alright, we are going to take this honing tool, same one I used on the 350 olds. I already got these two cylinders, and we are going to, well, guess I need 3 hands. Just very slowly. And again, if this is an engine that you're concerned about, don't do this. Better yet, if this is an engine that you're thinking about being concerned about, and it's this bad to start with, don't even try. This engine, by all rights, should have just been thrown in the scrap pile.
Oh, yikes.
So it's pretty seized. We got 2 of the pistons out already. Wait, maybe 3. We get 3? No, 2. Push the top of that piston now, RJ, but it's hot.
You take that. You guys know where
You're getting hot? No. Alright guys, it's many days later, but we're going to end this video right here until I get an engine stand for this thing, and yeah, then I can get at it and get get the camshaft and lifters out, spin it around, and pound on the bottoms of the pistons from the other side. So who knows where this thing's gonna go. Hopefully we can get it going. All right, till next time, like, comment, subscribe. Franklin Stein's Garage.